Today we're talking Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and I want to give you some more tips to help you survive as the victim in this game. And so playing as the killer is fun, but I believe playing as the victims is more challenging and more satisfying when you go through all these steps and you're able to escape the family. Now, if any of this helps you, consider subscribing and hit your notifications. We're almost at our first 1,000 subscribers. Big thanks to you guys. And so we can do all of this before we get in the game. Every character has their own special abilities. We already know that. But what can help you is setting loadouts. First of all, you have 5 loadouts you can set up any way that you want to. Now, as you play the game, every level you go up, which is up at your top right corner, you're going to get 5 skill points. Right now it's bugged. And so I'm at like level, or I should be at level 18. It'll go up after the match ends, and then it goes right back down to 16, which is where I've been for a couple of days. So right now it's bugged. I should have, 14 skill points because I spent 1 and I'm back down to 1. It is what it is, but that's how it should work. And so as you play with that character, you gain more XP. Not only total XP, but you gain XP for your ability and for your perks as well. So aside from setting your loadouts, your ability is one of the most important things. That's what makes Connie the GOAT, because she can pick locks super quick, but it also kills her stamina really quickly too. So if you don't time that right, you open up a door really quick. If you don't have an escape and Leatherface or whoever is right on you, you can't go anywhere, right? You have to wait for that stamina to build back up. But what you can do as you're using these things, and you don't necessarily have to use your special ability every single game to actually get more XP. You just have to be using that character that has that ability. But what you can do is you can go up from here, right? And so each one of these skill trees I'm going to show you, you can go left, right, or middle. It will close off certain branches as you go up the tree, depending upon the route you take. One nice thing about all this too, by the way, is if you say, hey, I want a quicker recharge rate, which is over here, instead of decreased stamina cost, then you can always respect this. It's not going to take anything away from you, so there's really no penalty. You can play around with this as much as you want. And then as you go up the tree, you can level these things up, and you can also go diagonally in the tree too if you want to do that as well. And so this will give you a boost to counter some of those negative effects of the ability time-wise, or the recharge rate, or the the stamina cost for Connie specifically. You also have your perks, and so we'll look at that tree as well. And so this is a much bigger and broader skill tree. And so again, you have left, right, and middle. You go through the left, let's just say, you're going to get these attribute points, which we'll talk about in a minute. So you're going to get set perks that are already there, and then you're going to get random perks as well. Now, again, with the other tree, we can respect and reset this. It'll give you all your skill points back, nothing to worry about, but it will take the random perks away. So let's say you got a really awesome random perk, okay, and you respect the tree, well, that could be taken away from you, okay? So that's just kind of the chance you take. There's not a huge penalty for doing this. There's no, real penalty, I guess, but if you get an awesome perk and that's something you want to stick with, well, there you go. And so you just work your way up the tree. As you gain more skill points, you unlock these certain paths. Again, it will close other branches of the tree. And from here, you can level these things up as well. So you go into your loadout. You'll see this one right here. So holding a valve or a fuse will highlight the location it can be used for 40 seconds. I've leveled that up to level 3, and so that gives me 100 seconds after I grab a fuse or a valve. The item it needs to go on will be highlighted right here. So after unlocking a door, the door stays highlighted for all victims for 45 seconds. That's another big one to help the rest of my team out, or if I have to get away from that door and come back to it. And then after escaping my restraints, all basement exits are highlighted for 40 seconds. So you see I have one that helps me in the beginning to see where the doors are. I have one that helps my other teammates as well to see where that door is that I've opened. And I have one to help me later on in the game as well. You could do this one. This is another big one right here. After escaping your restraints, all unlock tools within a 50-meter distance will be highlighted for 30 seconds. And that only increases as you level the perks up. And so by simply playing with the character and having these perks and stuff equipped will help you level up and get XP for each of these things so you can get these things maxed out. And these are really big perks, you know. And so this doesn't carry over to your other characters though. So for instance, if we back out and I go to Anna, right? You can see I took a different path in the tree and I have different perks, right? This one right here. So, you know, this kind of helps everybody else, you know, but whenever you die, your killer's damage output is reduced by 30% for 120 seconds. You know, you can read the rest if you want to. And so you can do things like that. And, you know, the only way I could see that really being helpful is that if I was playing with friends of mine and I wanted to be able to help them out in case I died. You know, if you do that for randoms, you're a pretty awesome teammate. But, you know, I don't know that most people would do that just for random players, okay? Now, you can see right here my tool tracks, exit strategy, intuition. I got level 1, 2, and 2. I got my intuition with Connie at a level 3 because I've played with her more. Now, another cool thing when you go through the skill tree is that you unlock those attribute points. And so for loadout 1 right here, let's say, I have 21 attribute points that I've unlocked for Connie that I can, you know, split up to my heart's desire. And so endurance and stealth, I think, are really important. All these things are important, but endurance and stealth for sure, because stealth allows you to open things quicker without being heard. Endurance, obviously, gives me a boost of that as well. So if I want to take some off of endurance, I can do that. I have, you know, 21 that I can play around with so far with Connie. And so I'm going to bump that back up because I think endurance and stealth for her specifically really helps out. Her stealth is already really good, but just helps out a little bit more. So as you can see, this can be very helpful. If you're a new player, you don't know where to go, you pick up a valve and you're like, what am I supposed to do with this? You know, that actual pressure valve can be highlighted for you for a certain amount of time, and that can be bumped up as well. And so this can really help you escape from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre family. And so that's what I got for you today, man. If you have any other tips and stuff you'd like to leave for the community, make sure you leave those down below. Again, if you like what I do, consider subscribing and check out one of these other videos I've done with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, including my ultimate guide in order to survive in the game. Big thanks to you guys. See you in the next one. And as always, hold them down.